using several tools, as you can see here. This is a procedure that has worked for me so far, so I will tell you how I do it. First, what you will need to make the denture cast and mold. You will need a flexible mixing bowl, mixing spatula, a dental tray, dental alginate, regular set in this case. As you can see here in the bag, it shows that it's type 2, that means it's regular set, not fast set. First, I will start mixing the alginate in the flexible bowl. I prefer to mix a little bigger quantity than I think I will need. Then I add water and start mixing. If it's too dry, you must add water fast, because it can cure really fast. It still needs more water, so in this case I add more water until I get a paste like this. When you have a paste like this, it actually starts curing while you are stirring it, so you have to work fast. You have about 45 seconds to 1 minute mixing it in the bowl, and another 30 to 40 seconds to put it in the dental tray. I put the alginate in the dental tray, making sure it's well filled up to the bottom. That's why I scrape it on the edges. I even press a little and remove the excess. And then I put it in my mouth, so I can start molding my teeth. After about 1 minute or so, the alginate will start to get almost like silicone, but it's a lot easier to break. Way easier to break, so you gotta be careful with it. You will end up with a mold like this. As you can see, when I put the mold in my mouth, I put the lips over the dental tray, so I could get it even like this. For making the denture, you will need teeth cast made in plaster, monomer, and the polymer or catalyzer. In this case I use like nacre orange. You need a dropper, dentist tools to sculpt the actual plastic, Vaseline, and the glass surface for plastic mixing. Shaped fake teeth, of course. Okay, to make the actual denture, I start rubbing some Vaseline on the teeth cast, making sure I get all the insides and everything that I can, so I can avoid or prevent the plastic from adhering to the cast too much. Sometimes it will stick too much and you will actually break the cast when you remove the denture, but as long as you finish it and do it well, there's no problem with it. You can always make more. Okay, here I added the polymer, which is the plastic, and now with the dropper I will start adding the catalyzer or the monomer. I will add just a few drops so that it can get soaked in it, and then I start applying it to the teeth cast, just basically like putting jelly on a toast. You give it the shape, make a first layer. Of course, if the plastic dries on your glass, you will need to scrape it with the blade, clean the blade, and clean all your materials before continuing with another mix. Then I prepare a little more. This is a very repetitive step that you will need. For the first time you feel the pressure of the time, but with the practice it becomes a lot easier and easier. You just need to get used to work fast. This polymer and monomer mix actually cures and gets hardened in about 3 minutes or so. It's really fast, so you gotta work fast and have everything handy. I clean the blade again, and then I'm gonna start applying the teeth, starting with the center teeth. If you start with a fang, or you can maybe make a mistake or make your bite a little to the left or a little to the right, so you want to avoid that, even though you have your own teeth as a guide. Basically, I did the same thing, and I just put the teeth on place. And here's how it looks. This is the just after applying the teeth and a little drops of plastic. I add a little bit more at the end. I make sure all the teeth are in place. When I get the teeth in place, I just leave it there to cure. And this is sorry for the out of square filming, but I am my own cameraman, so mistakes happen. Well, I do a little bit of more mixing here, just to apply a little more gums in the teeth. In this step, I am just basically giving a few little touches. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that I was out of the camera filming space, so sorry for that. For grinding and giving shape to your denture, you will need the following. You will need protective glasses, and a Dremel tool or similar. First I will start grinding the edges of the plastic. When you remove it from the cast, they actually can come out really sharp, so you can get hurt if you try the denture immediately on. So first you need to make sure there are no sharp edges in your denture. This acrylic is really strong, it can get really sharp. But once you get it grinded and polished, it can be really comfortable actually in the mouth. Here what I do is to grind all the edges. It comes out as a little kind of foam or something like that when you grind it, like any plastic. Just a little bit hot, but not too much. Then I start grinding the inside of where the teeth space, because actually your teeth are bigger at the end, at the lower end, than on the root. So the denture will not actually come in your teeth or fit in your teeth, coming immediately out from the life cast, from the teeth cast. So you need to grind it to give it space, to give space to your teeth to go in actually. Even if you do this, the fake teeth, the denture, will still fit perfectly to your teeth. It looks like I am messing it up, like I am destroying a lot of important parts of it, but it's not. It's not like that. Here I am getting rid of the big edges that I actually don't need, and I give it a little grinding to get rid of the sharp edges again. This is something you will need to do several times. You just have to be careful when holding the denture in your hand and grinding. You just need to be conscious and aware of where your tool is working, where your fingers are at, so you don't get hurt. Again, this is the procedure that works for me so far. Maybe some other artists or some professional artists have way better methods, but I think for beginners and self-learners and semi-pros, this works perfectly. What I do here is to change the stone, the grinding stone. This is a bigger one and a little rounder with the top, with the flat top, so I can grind the edges and make them smooth without accidentally making ugly channels or cuts that I don't want to make. Basically what I'm doing here is giving the last grinding touches to it. You have to keep in mind that no sharp edges should be left on the denture. Grind it well, feel it. You can even rinse it in water if you want to get it clean. Here what I'm doing is grinding a little the gums so I can give him a more natural look. I am grinding this back part because I realized that it would be a problem for me in this case. This denture is made for me. It would be a problem for me to talk with the denture on if I leave this back part, so I start grinding it and reducing it as much as I can without totally removing it. If I remove it totally, it would be just like a Halloween cheap denture. Okay, so now for the test, and it fits right in. A few ugly faces, funny faces, testing the how comfortable it is. Looks really natural. So there you go. Thank you.